Good afternoon then and welcome to LUTV's coverage. Leeds United women are back in action today. It's the Adobe Women's FA Cup first round for them as they faced FA St Helens women today at the Bannister Prentice Stadium. This is a team in the 6th tier in FC St Helens women that are trying to upset the 4th tier of Leeds United. Leeds booked their spots after a penalty win over Norton and Stockton. We can go into all the details of that and how FC St Helens women qualified as well once we go through the two teams. So first of all, with Simon Woods starting 11, Leeds United go with Carrie Simpson, Shauna Legg, Alice Hughes, Drew Green, Ellie White, Catherine Smith, Chloe Dixon, Amy Woodruff, Alana Millard, then Darcy Green and Abby Graham. The bench forward is Charlotte Oates, Brittany Sanderson, Abigail Lee, Paige Williams, Macy Ellis, Ruby Waldron and Sian Jibril Keating. For FC St Helens, they have goalkeeper Nicole Cassat, Rachel Wood, Becky Barker, Jessica Muirhead, the captain, Olivia Hussey, Rachel Miranda, Ashley Bird, Sarah Mitchell, Emma Burnham, Dervla Mannion and Sophie Griffiths. The bench for Rosie Haviland is Megan Law, Megan Barlow, Ellie Lloyd, Vicky Johnston, Ava McKenny, Bonnie Marshall and Kelsey Hill. So the two teams will once again just go through their final preparations. On paper, which of course they all added that football is not played. On paper, anything can happen, but when the team is 2 divisions above their opponents and they're in good form, an easy afternoon at the office is expected. That is why football is a beautiful game, because the easy doesn't always happen. And for FC St Helens, Bridie Hannon, who I'm delighted to be joined by, this is a bit of a cup final for them in its own right, because this is a team that, when you play so low down the pyramid of the British game, qualifying for this level of the tournament is, one, a fantastic achievement, but now they will view every team that they play as a cup final itself. They'll give it absolutely everything. And stranger things have happened. This is not a walk in the park. They have to make it a walk in the park. Good afternoon to you. Good
afternoon. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to be here again, covering this match. But yeah, it's a massive game. Well, it's a massive game for both teams. But like you say, St Helens definitely the underdogs in this. But I'm led to believe that they've got some really good fans that travel to many of their home and away matches, so I'm sure they've brought a few numbers with them today. But yeah, anything can happen and we can't take them lightly. Yes, there are a couple of leagues below us, but we've still got to put in a performance today. And if you look at the strength of the team that Simon Woods put out, he's also not taking this lightly. From a financial perspective as well, I believe the winners get £6,000 and the losers get £1,500. So we want to walk away going into the next round, but definitely with that money in our back pocket.
Yeah, of course there has been some big progress in the competition in recent years. There was the small occasion when Leeds United women played Arsenal. I know Bridie was a very proud member of the squad.
I may remember that. I may talk about that from time to time.
But that is what, it's what I guess what it's all about, isn't it? The two teams will switch ends, but why can't teams dream of being able to get there and play a professional outfit? Leeds United did it. Teams in Leeds' division will want to do the same, and FC St Helens will just want to win this tie, and if they can get a team in the 3rd division second, that's such an important afternoon. If you can get it at home as well, of course it adds vital funds.
Yeah, it's exciting, is the FA Cup. Obviously you get a chance to play teams that you wouldn't normally play, and we're looking on their Twitter, or X as it's now known, and they're super excited about this fixture playing against Leeds United. And I did read they were looking forward to the prospect of possibly playing at Ellen Road, but obviously we're here at Garforth Town today. But yeah, they'll be excited about playing Leeds United. They'll know that there's a big challenge on the hands today. I think they're expected to not have possession in large parts of the game, but it only takes one chance, doesn't it? So we've got to be clinical today, as we know we can. The girls are playing really well at the moment. They've got a good bit of momentum behind them. Won the last 2 matches. Was at both of the last 2 matches, and the girls are really kind of gelling together nicely now. So yeah, I'm excited. Obviously you can see Abby Graham centre your screen there, so big start for her. Obviously she's been playing in the under-23s primarily, but yeah, she's making some good progress in the first team, and she's definitely a prospect for us in the future.
Yeah, fingers crossed. There's a big afternoon on the cards for her this next 2 hours. So our visitors today, FC St Helens Women, they play in the Northwest Women's Regional League. They're in Division 1 Central. They are 3rd in the table. They're only 3 points off the top, and they've played 3 games less. So it tells you the form they're in. They've won 6 out of their 7 games. And Brad has often spoken about the gap between divisions. yes, it's 2 tiers in terms of today's fixture, but sometimes the jump from 5 to 4 hasn't been that bad for teams, and they've progressed quite well. So you've got to take them on your merit and show that respect as well. And Leeds will look to do so here with Smith, who plays it out to the flank. Nice turn needed and provided by Drew Green. She got an inside run from Millard, who's trying to offer support. The pass was certainly on, but we always talk about that famous far corner at the Bannister Prentice Stadium. You can't run it too wide and play it. You've got to play it on time, because it's like a slip and slide once it gets going out there on that corner.
It is, but you know, there's been a lot of work that's gone into this ground this season, and just looking at it, it looks so much better than what it has in previous years. I don't think it's running quite as much as what it has in previous years. It is holding up, but there's still quite a bit of work to be done. But they've got some brand new dugouts out there today as well, which look very impressive. I think just one thing to note as well, Wythenshawe, who were obviously in our league this season, they was in this league a couple of seasons ago, and I think they got 2 back-to-back promotions, and obviously we drew against them early on this season, so you know, I don't think there's that much of a bigger gap as what you'd think.
Yeah, see if Leeds can put the visitors under pressure and try and show that class, but unable to do so when Woodruff dispossessed. Leeds have been picking up some good results of late. They were 2-1 victors in the FA Women's National League Cup. They beat Nottingham Stockton, as I say, on penalties to get to this round. Our visitors today beat Thornaby to get to this first round, and they were 8-0 successes over Southport women in their last game. So racking the goals up as well. I'm just seeing the ball let go by Rachel Wood, putting alongside her Jessica Muirhead at centre half. Into midfield, the powerful Becky Barker just brushes White off the ball, and now visitors can make their way forward. It had just gone out of play, that, for Mannion. Plenty of communication between the visiting team, which will be crucial when you're away from home in any tie, but in a cup competition you don't want to give yourself anything to chase. It's been a low-key start, Brady. No one's really given an indication of what they'll do today in possession.
No, not really. I mean, like I said, their manager's very much expecting us to dominate this game in terms of possession, probably in terms of chances and things like that, but you know, it doesn't matter where you are in leagues and what badge you've got on your shirt. At the end of the day, you've got to turn up. Like you say, we've not really had a run of possession so far, but at least we're in the right areas of the pitch at the moment, so let's see what we can make of this.
Yeah, Woodruff was trying to turn it into Graham, picked up by Dixon. He's aiming for White on the edge of the box. They'll now race across. Well, FC St Helens women, picked up by Green, who just tried to poke it into the direction of Woodruff, but it was just overhit. You can see what she was trying to do, though. It broke down, it all got a bit messy. The inside pass to Woodruff was on, but she couldn't execute it, and now it'll be Nicole Cassar to take the goal kick.
I think for St Helens today, they're probably going to try and stay in the game as long as they possibly can, which means that, you know, they will be defending for large periods. We're a very attacking side. We like to get forward, make run-ins behind, so you know they'll need to defend well, but then as and when they do get any chances, you know, they've got to be clinical, and their manager spoke before the game about being efficient with the ball when they get the ball, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do. So far we've not seen much, but the striker has scored a fair few goals this season, so one to watch.
You've only had one run forward from the person in possession now, Mannion. Dubious throw perhaps. She works the 1-2, but it's well won back by Hughes, who's just dropped into centre half today. Isn't the first time we've seen her play in that position, but it isn't a common occurrence.
No, Annabelle Cass is out injured at the moment, calf strain, and she's been a fantastic signing for us this season. So it's disappointing that she's obviously picked up a knock, but I'm sure Alice will do a good job there.
Yeah, it's a strong challenge that from Hughes. The ball was there to be won. In fairness, you know, she hasn't won it. It is a free kick. And you might have seen later in the game that referee have a word in terms of a card, perhaps, because it was strong pretty foul, pretty powerful, and Catherine Smith's having a word with the referee because of the dissent I'm guessing she's shown. As the captain, Shauna Legg has come across for the explanation. A lot more well-mannered approach from the captain.
Yeah, she tends to referee the game for us, does Shauna Legg. I think wherever there's a decision on the pitch, wherever the referee's, you always see her sprinting up to the ref to give her opinion on things.
Foot race here, which has been won by Woodruff. Now she needs support. That's a Dixon. Teasing ball in. Keeper's got a hand to it. Only just gets it away. I think the offside flag was going to deny Leeds, and it does. But it's the threat she poses, Chloe Dixon. She had a quiet start in terms of goal scoring, but you could see what she was going to bring to the party in her performances. Then the goals came at a rate of knots with a couple of big contributions. Just that quality out wide. From a defender's perspective, Brady, I'm guessing if you were in the box and that ball comes in, you are panicking a little.
You absolutely are. And she, like you say, she poses a lot of threat. She's a really intelligent footballer. And it was that kind of pass where the keeper's making a decision, you know, do I collect or do I save it for my centre-halves to, you know, to clear the danger. But fair credit to the goalkeeper, she did really well.
Wasteful ball from Leeds inside the first 8 minutes. It's good work from Smith. Woodruff just about getting it to Graham, but it was too far in front, so possession goes astray.
It was nice to see Amy Woodruff back on the score sheet against Huddersfield the other week. You know, she struggled a little bit this season to get on the score sheet.
Into a good position here. Cut back is there if she wants it. She goes for goal. White's coming in, and that's the better ball.
Yeah, she was so important for us last season, and once you've got Amy Woodruff firing, you know, you're in with a chance. But you know, what's been good to see this season is people like Ellie White, who, yeah, you saw make that third man run there. That would have been the better option.
Yeah, I mean, she got the shot away, she got on target. And it's fine margin, isn't it? If she scores near post, no one cares. So I think if you're a striker as well, you want to be shooting, you want to just try and get your eye in a little bit. I think from Simon Wood's perspective, he'd rather she'd laid it off. But it's in the past now. Leeds will look to regroup and build again. Here's Dixon to Smith. Competitive enough tie there inside the first 9 minutes. Smith, again, I said it earlier, this ball runs true. Certainly coming that way from across the pitch out to the far side. And there's a millisecond she overhit that. She gave up on it. She knew that was not coming back. As Leeds win it back from the throw-in to their credit. Here in possession is Drew Green. To White, quick glance over the shoulder, decides against it. Was trying to play in Graham. It's picked up by Drew Green. She's tackled though by Olivia Hussey. And now Hughes to Darcy Green, into Dixon. Nice flowing move this from Leeds. Looking for the ball into Woodruff, all the little knock around. She'll get her team a throw-in. Nice tempo to the play, and most of the good stuff has come down the left flank where Chloe Dixon has been occupying the space. Bridie, she's shown some real touches of class so far. Yeah,
she's, like I said, she's made a fantastic start to the team this season, but the beauty of this team is that we have got strength pretty much everywhere on the pitch, but like you say, especially the wide positions. But where we've struggled this season is we've not been killing teams off, and therefore it's allowed teams at times this season, you know, to get back into the match and score late goals. And you know, we've talked about putting away chances, and already we've had, you know, 2 or 3 half chances this morning.
Yeah, Millard was just trying to a bit of a pop shot really. It's a lot further wide. And at first looked as it left her boot, but it's those sort of opportunities where you are just acting on instincts. Keeper perhaps isn't expecting it either. Yes, the execution was off, which is fine, but I think sometimes teams in the modern era, Brady, are guilty of building it up too much. Should have a decent enough chance to go for that.
Yeah, you've got to take risks. She was in a good position. She obviously fancied herself to have that shot, and what you said a second ago, if that had gone top corner, would have been cheering it.
Drew Green gets her foot in, beats the opposite number, which is Sarah Mitchell. Here's Woodruff. Ball in behind. Millard was a bit flat-footed, and she puts the arm up, I think, to recognise that she could have been a bit sharper. She's coming into her own a little bit as well from right back. I think the visiting team are pretty chuffed, though, how they've started.
Yeah, they'll be happy that they've not conceded within this first 11 minutes. They've defended quite well. You know, yes, the keeper's made a couple of saves, but, you know, we've not really created anything out and out at this point in the game. But there's still plenty of time left, and I think what we'll probably see at some point is St Helens will probably tire, and that's where Leeds will hopefully thrive on that.
Dixon to White, she lets it come across her body. Difficult cross, she executes it well enough. Graham goes for it, slices it, doesn't get her bearings right. It's on a stronger left foot as well. Every right to hit it. Yes, she got it wrong, but that's what you want, Bridie, from your midfielders. Getting to in good support play. White had committed early, so Graham just drops in. Different day, that might go into the back of the net.
Well, that's it. We've got, I think, 3 players in the box and a couple just outside the box. So, you know, we're getting into the right positions. We have just got to be clinical in those moments. I think Abby Graham, I know she can score from there, but just lacked a little bit of composure then.
Back to Hughes. Now Simpson. Millard's got lots of room to manoeuvre. Into Drew Green, who's no interest in going for the 1-2. Nice and safe. And again into the feet of Legg. A wasteful ball forward from Leeds.
Yeah, I think we just need to build the play up a little bit. I'm looking at Ellie White, she's screaming for that ball, she's in acres of space. You know, I think if we can get her on the ball a little bit more to pull the strings, I think that's where we could become really dangerous.
Nice feet from Millard. Back heel to get away from trouble. Good as well to see a visiting team with a bit of support. You can hear them in the stands, you know, trying to encourage their players. That's what the cup should be about, isn't it? Of course, making memories on the road, trying to find a way to win. And at least took some decent numbers to Arsenal when they played a couple of years ago. Chance to get in behind. It was a bit of a nudge from Smith. Through the back. Frustration for the Leeds midfielder. There's very little in this. One thing you would say is that FC St Helens haven't really had the ball in Leeds' half, though. Like, there's a good midfield battle going on, but yet to see them try and stretch Leeds defensively.
And this is it. It's about what you do with the ball. It doesn't matter if Leeds have the majority of the ball, as long as, you know, if it doesn't go in the back of the net. And I think that's the key part of this. Yes, we're playing in the right areas, but we have to be clinical. And I'm sure we'll get plenty of chances this game, but I'll breathe a sigh of relief when that first one goes in.
Really late on Woodruff. To the defender's credit, she is very quick to apologise. And that is going to hurt.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Really hope she's able to continue. And that is a sore one. You could hear it, yeah, down the side of the kneecap as well. And as a defender, Bridie taught me through it. We never want to say a player's gone out to injure anyone. I don't think she has. She's just mistimed it, hasn't she? I think, you know.
I think her reaction spoke volumes as soon as she did it. She apologised. I think it's just one of those where Amy just got to the ball before, and, you know, as a defender, I've done that time and time again where I've said, kind of, sorry, but you've just done me there. You made me look silly.
Yeah, I was thinking then, you know, she clearly hasn't meant to do it. She's just been outclassed. That's just.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. But yeah, fair play. It's not like she just kind of, you know, walked away and, you know, didn't really care. She straight away apologised to her. But it's not like Amy Woodruff to stay down. So yeah, that must have hurt.
Yeah, fingers crossed she's going to get some treatment and be able to continue today. And there's anything to take her off the pitch.
But it's one of those, isn't it? You know, at the start of the game, I'm sure their manager would have said, you know, let's take this game to them, let's be physical, let's not let them bully us on their own ground, and let's put some tackles in. You know, I was always kind of taught to do that in the first few minutes, you know, get a strong tackle in. I'm not saying that went through her mind at that moment in time, but, you know, she'll...
No, but I think there is an element, isn't there, where it's still a contact sport. I think bad things happen, sadly. we don't want to see it. We don't want to see anybody injured for any team. But because people are putting their bodies on the line, athletes get injured. Simple as.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for their point of view, she's probably done it in an okay part of the pitch where, you know, Leeds can't really kind of score directly from this area. So, you know, I wouldn't say it was a professional foul like you're saying. She did it on purpose or anything like that. I think she's got carded on the back of it as well, which is absolutely the right thing. But that'll be interesting now because she's going to have to play the rest of the game on a yellow card. So, you know, she's going to have to be careful now, and that'll probably play into our advantage a little bit.
Yeah, so we wait to see if Amy Woodruff can continue.
Interestingly enough, I don't know if you saw the interview with Channel 4 this week where there were three of them together. Paige, I think it was either Darcy or Drew, with Amy Woodruff, and they were talking about Amy Woodruff's shin pads. And Paige described her shin pads being as small as a toenail. So they were laughing about it because she's like, have I ever got injured? Have I ever got injured? And then what do you know? A few days after that that interview, she then gets injured.
Yeah, Amy Woodruff is not going to be able to continue today. That's a sad situation. We send our best. We hope that in time, after a couple of minutes, she can put more weight on that. But yeah, she's in some discomfort there, and there will need to be a change at the heart of Leeds' attack. But yeah, listeners to our academy commentaries that I do with Ben Parker know that a lot of my rant is about shin pads. And I hope Amy Woodruff had enough protection there to make sure there's no serious injury. It could well be a change coming straight away. Leeds do look like they'd sent subs out ready for it. I think it will be Sian Jubal-Keating to come into the heart of the attack. So it's a different approach, not as physical in the air, but a player that we've seen for a good few years in and around the group that, you know, now gets a really good chunk of time to make a statement and impress.
Yeah, it's not the ideal situation of you know, of Sian coming on, but you know, nevertheless, it's a player that's come on and got to do a job for us, and you know, it's a good opportunity against a team lower league. Hopefully that'll build a little bit of confidence. Hopefully she'll manage to get on the score sheet today. But she's a very good player. She's got a lot of pace, different type of player, like you mentioned, than Amy Woodruff.
Good flick on, just about put wide by Drew Green. Not the likely candidate you'd expect from a set piece to meet it first, but wicked delivery, Brady. You know, a striker's sort of dream if you were trying to attack it. Yeah,
very good delivery, and that'll you know, normally you see Alice Hughes in the box for those, but she's the provider. But it doesn't matter who gets on the end; it's still classed as a chance, and one that was missed, unfortunately.
Interception by Darcy Green needed. She gets to it, and how it's played out. Good ball into Dixon. Inside ball to Jubal-Keating. Just goes offside. She got there. Keeper was coming anyway to smother. Not sure she'd have actually got it through had she not heard the whistle. Different approach though, Brady. You can see she goes early. There was the number 3. Do wonder what the fullback at the far post is, Sarah Mitchell, whether how close that was to playing her line was to playing her onside.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Sian. She has got the pace, so she doesn't need to be offside. You know, she just needs to make sure she's looking across a line, because if you get one or two of those today, you know, there are opportunities to score, and it's so disappointing as a player when you do the build up and then your striker's just not checked the line, and you know, a yard or two offside.
Yeah, Dixon told everybody at the stadium where she was putting that. It still gets to her in target. Millad's in behind. You've got Jubal-Keating just dropping off. She puts it towards her. May fall. Clumsy enough challenge. Penalty. Now, the visiting team are suggesting she got a big chunk of the ball. The ball did certainly change direction. And I think it's Rachel Miranda that has been carded. Yeah, number 8. Does she get the ball though, Bright? The ball changes direction, but is it Jubal-Keating's touch that turns it away?
I think in those situations, you know, obviously played many years in that position, you're giving the referee a decision to make, and that's something that you should never do, or where possible avoid. And it was a very, very clumsy challenge. I do think Shad kind of went down and seemed to make a bit of a meal of it, but at the same time it's good forward play. She's used her body well to protect the ball, and yeah, I think it was a clumsy challenge. I think it was a penalty.
So Kath Smith is normally his penalty taker. She's already got the ball down. So Nicole Cassat is in goal, trying to make herself a hero for her team in this first round of the FA Cup. Smith will aim to open the scoring here for Leeds United. Will be right-footed, steps up, sends the keeper firmly rooted to her spot. No commitment from the goalkeeper, couldn't decide where to go, and Smith dispatched it with ease. Leeds United 1, FC St Helens 0.
Yeah, I think we knew where that was going to go as soon as she actually hit it, and you know, she's our penalty taker. I don't think I've seen her miss a penalty for Leeds. Brilliant, really professional, fantastic. 1-0 up after 21 minutes, I'll take that. And Sian's made an immediate impact as soon as she's come on.
Yeah, I mean, slight worry was that the replacement striker nearly got injured herself with that challenge, but she had shook it off just a few minutes after. Hughes gives away a free kick for a foul on Becky Barker. I think what we are going to get is a proper cup tie. Now that is I was going to say you are going to get a cup tie in terms of fans trying to influence officials, get under the skin of the home players. I don't dispute that was a free kick. If that's a yellow,
seems very harsh.
If that's a yellow, we're going to see 22 today.
Yeah, I think I was just about to say she needs to be careful, does Alice Hughes, because she's putting her hands in the back, but I think it might have been for the descent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing, is it the accumulation of the last one as we just break off, because Smith and Hughes try to thrash it away from danger. Still not fully clear though, and it's gone out to Griffiths. And Green gets it close enough to put the pressure on. Now Miranda wrestles the ball away. That's good work from her. Tidy as well from Mannion. And a teasing ball in. Simpson makes the call. And the pressure coming in from Baird. But yeah, do you get the sense it is going to be a good battle, this?
Yeah, I think that's it. When you've got a couple of yellow cards and a little bit of feistiness and players not happy with referees, and you know, you do take out frustration on the other team. But we've just got to kind of keep our heads a little bit here, because you know, you don't want your centre half, you know, scared to make challenges because they're on a yellow card and things like that. So just need to be careful. Yeah,
the point I was going to make earlier was Hughes' barge in the back first time around was quite powerful. I wonder if the referees just totted them up and gone, like, that's two of them now. Because I don't think that card, well, it can't have been for that foul alone. That is not a yellow card foul, what she just got one for.
I agree. I think it's because there's been maybe another one or two, but it still feels harsh in my eyes.
There's centre-back Bridie Hannon.
I think if she'd done it all game and we were in the 70th minute and referee, you know, told her several times, then fair enough, but it seems a bit harsh. He likes his cards, this referee.
Yeah, he's had his work cut out early doors. Here's Smith to Millard, and back again. The 1-2 doesn't come off though, it's intercepted, and they'll try and bring it clear with Hersian. She's stopped by Graham, who's looking into the box. Graham into Dixon. Return pass was slightly behind. Here's Miranda, and the ball poked, and Hughes can just control it pretty carefully. It's back to Simpson. Here's Green into White, just behind her. She'll pick it up though. Passes it out wide, but she stings the chest and the palms of Cassar in goal. There was, I guess, more unselfish options further wide. She could have gone to Graham, she could have gone to Green. She saw an avenue. It's a shot on target. Here's Jibril Keating, break off because she's got an opportunity. That's a good challenge. Really good at the centre half position from Muirhead. She had to make it, otherwise that's a one-on-one opportunity.
Yeah, if she hadn't have made that, it would have been another penalty and possibly a sending off. But yeah, just going back to the previous chance, I could understand why Ellie White took a shot there, and you know, she's full of confidence. She's scored some really good goals of late, but I think there was a better option just to the right, and I'm sure if she watched that back, she'd probably agree. But yeah, I think when you're in that position and you've got the goal in front of you where you can go left or right, you know, I can't blame her for having a shot. But I think ideally we'd try and put this game to bed before half-time, get another couple of goals and just kind of get their heads down a little bit. Because at 1-0 they're still very much in the game. You know, if they continue defending how they have done so far, and it just takes one or two chances, doesn't it?
Certainly does. Towards Hughes, glancing header. It's not a million miles away to say she was falling backwards.
She's been so dangerous from set pieces this season. Alice Hughes got another one last week against Hull City. She's been fantastic for us this season.
Muirhead's clearance down the line is blocked. Graham trying to punish her for it, but to their credit, the visitors hold firm and keep Leeds at bay.
Yeah, I think she's not really got into the game so far, Robbie Graham. I think we've already seen what she's capable of in terms of her dribbling ability and kind of, you know, running into the box and driving at players. It's scary when she's running at players, but we've not really seen that much so far. We've seen, I think they're closing down, in all fairness, pretty well, but I think we've seen a couple of times where players have tried to like 1-2s and she's not quite been on the same wavelength as them. But obviously that's a two-way thing.
Dribble Keating trying to get in behind. Muirhead stops her. That should be a goal kick, and it is. Well defended by the visitors. Running out of the defence is Wood. Well worked by Simpson, just threads it through the gap. Here's Legg to Smith, turns Miranda. Overhits the pass though. Now it's picked up by Griffiths. Smith tries to stop it. Green gets back. That's good work. There's more from Darcy Green. Smith goes early. Dribble Keating to run into the channel. It's not going to go out just yet. Keeper will have to do something with it. It's safe and well organised. But yeah, it's a really strong start for the visiting team as well defensively. Yes, they've been exposed a few times, but you know, half an hour in, they're looking for little bits of promise as well. It's not good, but to see a striker go off, you know, a threat, they'll be thinking, right, we can bed in. That's why they'll be so frustrated with the penalty as Graham flies across the box with a knockback to Green. Here's Dribble Keating. Good work from Miranda defensively to put the challenge in. Good feet from Dixon, but she runs into traffic. And Hugh goes out to Millard, but just a point on the visitors, Brad. It's been a really strong start. They're working hard, more than in this contest, and refusing to go down for any challenge in terms of giving up space. They're fighting for every single ball. Real good, strong cup tie this. There's a strong challenge from Dribble Keating. That's a free kick on Muirhead. Yeah, there's none of this, you know, what people cliche gulfing class in cup tie between two divisions. They've put up a great showing.
Absolutely, they'll be really happy from their point of view. I mean, it would have been easy for them just to kind of, you know, sit back for 80 minutes and just try and go at us for the last 10, but they're not. They're trying to go for it, and you know, they are defending very well, and like what you just said then, they're going to be taking positives from wherever they can get them. So yes, our striker's gone off. You know, the referee is on it today in terms of his cards. You know, you could argue we've not got our shooting boots on. We've had a few chances that, you know, we've lacked a bit of composure. You know, they've got the fans behind them as well, so they'll be taking positives out of this first half, and I think they'll be relatively pleased even going in at 1-0 at half time. But like I said, you know, it's up to us as Leeds United and the quality that we've got in this team to really show them what we're about, and I don't think we've kind of reached our levels yet.
Drew Green turns away, but just poked away at the last second. Early pass, Hughes is happy with it. No service really for the number 10 so far, Ashley Baird. And pass maybe hit a bit early. Bridie gave Leeds a half a chance that to get back.
Yeah, I thought it was a good ball initially, but I think Alice was always kind of, you know, first to get to that, and she's so calm and composed in possession, so never worried there. You know, Carrie Simpson's also really calm and composed, and then she passed it out to Shauna Legg, who's obviously absolutely brilliant footballer. So, you know, I think if they're going to score today, I think it'll be a case of because we've made a mistake as opposed to them kind of outclassing us or outplaying us. But, you know, so far so good. I think, you know, we look strong.
Dribble Keating encouraged to shoot. Very ambitious from where she was.
Yeah, she was never going to score from there. I think somebody might give her a shout to have a shot, but I think we had...
Did that ever work for you?
Did a few times, yeah.
Did you get to it and just go, do you know what, yeah?
Hey, don't make me get YouTube out and start searching for my goals.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering what my half-time entertainment's going to be, that is it. It's, there's a foul here from Baird. She's actually hurt herself. I think they've both collided with each other, making a strong challenge, full-blooded. Let's hope she's okay. She's certainly in a bit of discomfort, and let's hope that is not another injury. So, yeah, she's caught. She goes in on leg who gets the ball away, but then it's just the follow-through that's caught her.
Yeah, I think I was just saying a minute ago, if they're going to have any chances, it'll be, you know, from us and how we're playing. But I think the pass was a little bit short, you know, from Alice Hughes to Shauna Legg there. So, you know, Shauna Legg got to the ball first, and it was just late. It was just one of those tackles, two players coming together, and unfortunately for them, they ended up worst off.
So yeah, I think the player is certainly winded, isn't she? So let's hope that in time she can just get her breath back and run this off.
Alice Hughes and the referee having a conversation about that earlier yellow card. The hands in the back.
Yeah, it just shows what it means, doesn't it? To avoid punishment like that. You don't want to get, as a centre-half, you don't want to be in trouble with the referee because you just want to be able to continue your day and your task. Like you said, if you're on a card, it just makes you think, doesn't it, as a defender? Like, you know, or you should do anyway. You've got to remember you're on it.
Yeah, especially if you're one-on-one, you know, with one of their players, and you know they take it past you. You know, depending on where you are on the pitch, you'd potentially take a yellow card, but you know you can't afford to do that when you're already on a yellow. So it just makes you think that little bit differently.
Should be a goal kick. It was a claim from a push from Dribble Keating on the defender. I think the referee's let it go, but
It's been a feisty match, hasn't it?
yeah. I guess it's sort of what the cup deserves, isn't it? You know, why should they, you know, give up territory against each other? If you know, it should mean a lot, shouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly, and especially because they've had a relatively good half an hour of this match. You know, if they were 5 or 6-0 down in the first half an hour, I could understand them doing that, but you know they are putting on a bit of a show.
Here's Smith. Tries to get Dixon, who's set off early, and she's offside. So a free kick which will be taken in the corner by Mannion.
I think Alice seemed to have her hands in the back again then. To keep an eye on that today. I'll have to give her a lesson afterwards.
Yeah, no time target, of course, as Smith goes early to Dixon, who just lets it go underneath her foot. She'll be frustrated with that because that was on for a quick attack as Smith is fouled, just nips in front of Barker.
Yeah, she did well just to get back in then, because she was out of position there. Number 4 managed to get hold of it, but she managed to get back in time.
Leg goes early, trying to get the ball in behind. Muirhead gets in front though and nips in at the right place at the right time.
I think some of these balls that are going forward, it looks like they've got the mentality of kind of like safety first, doesn't it? So even if it doesn't hit a Leeds United player from the get-go, we seem to be getting corners and throw-ins out of it.
Inside ball, Dribble Keating, thought about the pass, gets it towards White, now needs a finish. Good save by Cassat, gets a body behind the ball. Yes, it wasn't exactly in the corner, but right place, right time, and just a very comfortable save. Made it look easy, but it wasn't the worst shot.
No, it wasn't. It was good work by Abby Graham. Good feet into Shan. I think it was the right decision in terms of playing Ellie White there, who seems to pick up those positions so well. She's a very intelligent footballer. Seemed to get the power behind it, but like you say, nice and comfortable for the keeper. Straight into the hands.
Dribble Keating. Bounces off her last. It will be a goal kick. Correct call from the official.
It seems to be a couple of those positions. In fact, it's happened to Shan on a couple of occasions where it's just kind of ricocheted off her and managed to go in their favour for a goal kick. And again, it's things like that that makes you think, are they in for a little bit of luck today?
Yeah, I mean, they will say maybe a few times Leeds have got, they'll feel Leeds might have got a bit lucky on occasions with a deflection or two. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's certainly Leeds offensively haven't been able to show what they can do. Of course, not having your main striker on the pitch doesn't help. Hughes just tracks back. It goes to Simpson. Underneath the studs of Smith. Good feet from Graham needed. Foot race now with Dixon and Muirhead, who will go back to the goalkeeper. And again, it's safety first from the visitors. If you're just joining us here on LUTV, the goal from Smith from a penalty spot in the 21st minute. A foul from Miranda on Jibril Keating, who's had to replace Woodruff for an injury. Jibril Keating goes down. It wasn't a massive appeal from the striker, despite the early fall.
I think the fans love moments like that, don't they? As soon as someone goes down in the box, they're appealing.
Yeah, I mean, no matter the numbers they've brought, visiting team have been well supported today. There's a lot of passionate fans in that stand. Here's Drew Green. Just try to steer it towards Graham, but didn't get the purchase she wanted on it. Fired into the feet of Dixon. He'll nearly find Dribble Keating. It will. Here is White. Just leans back on it. Massive opportunity for Leeds. And while her last shot was low with power, that one is the opposite. And that is why it stays at 1-0.
Yeah, I think you can see the frustration on Ellie White's face. She knows that should have been in the back of the net. It's probably the best chance of the game so far. We got a little bit of luck, I think, there. But, we're getting into the positions and these chances are coming. And I think, if it was to fall to anybody in that position, I would have put my money on Ellie White to get that in the back of the net. Shan, Gibble Keating seems to be causing all sorts of problems in there. She's using her body really well. They don't know what to do. So it's been a good impact play from her so far.
Good work from White, equally good from the defender. All action from the pair of them going at it.
It's a good midfield battle today.
Yeah, it is. White gets away, tries to pick out Graham. She has. Tries to turn it towards Jibril Keating. The deflection. It's brave defending. Jibril Keating's caught late. There should be nothing in that. And it will be just a corner kick.
I think the defender did absolutely brilliant there. I think, just that pass. I think the keeper was going to come and claim that, but I think if you're unsure as a defender, the best thing to do is just to clear it. I've been caught a couple of times in that position where you think your keeper's got it and they think you've got it. Just do the right thing and just clear it. Clear the danger, but no, really good work again. I think that's the kind of scenario where I would expect Abby Graham to have a shot from there, but unselfishly she tried to lay it off.
Awkward ball for the goalkeeper, just about claws it away. Does she? No, she doesn't. And Leeds United, or have they changed their mind? I think they have. There was early appeals for the goal. Dixon was coming to celebrate. Her players are coming across. And a lot of confusion between both sets of players for a few seconds there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there. I'm not sure if there's a foul in the box.
I think they're saying Jubal. Has the referee's arm gone because I think he said Jubal Keating's pushed the keeper?
I think that's
which,
right.
looking at the replay, is probably a good spot, actually.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the right decision. It was a wicked delivery. It was definitely going in. Obviously, the target person would have been Alice Hughes, but... Oh.
So, Hughes is the unlucky one today that the away fans think they can try and get to. What a ball forward to Jubal Keating. Keeper is smothered. No ability to try and lift it over her. She just tried to just squeeze it for the legs at the very last second, and the goalkeeper was more than a match to it. The visiting team are hanging in there defensively. Such little service though in the final third at the other end, and that's why Legg comes away with it. As here now is Smith, and the longer this game goes on, the more of a out-and-out proper cup tie with every ball being appealed for this is becoming.
Yeah, it's a battle. It's a real battle, but it's brilliant to watch from our point of view. Obviously, you know, the scoreline is very much in our favour at this point, but it would have felt very harsh if Leeds had scored then, because it was a handball by Alice Hughes and the referee didn't pull it back. But, you know, credit to the goalkeeper, she was quick off the line and just smothered any danger away from Sian. But, you know, it was a great turn initially by Sian again. But yeah, end-to-end stuff at the moment.
It certainly is, and it might continue as well. Drew Green just about holds off the pressure, still going, ball comes in, might get the rebound, she will. Bobbles at the wrong time for the goalkeeper, but again, good positioning from her. Got a body right behind it.
Yeah, and that's where I love her running at defenders, because I saw a few legs come out there and I thought she was going to end up getting taken out, but, you know, credit to her, she stayed on her feet and managed to get a couple of shots off.
Ball up from Simpson, White flies in with a challenge, referee will say a free kick on Muirhead.
Seems a little bit harsh, I think. It's just two players. You can see Ellie White. What is that for, referee? Yeah, it's very stop-start, I'll be honest. It's as much as it's good to see battles, it's good to see tackles going in. It just seems like the ref's constantly blowing his whistle. Yeah, it probably was a foul, actually, on reflection. She did kind of tackle her from behind. See, I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to let that slide. Never heard as much nonsense in all my life. Here come FC St Helens as the ball is played forward. Well cut out by Darcy Green. Gets it out at the right time. Should be a corner and will be.
Yeah, I was just about to say, as much as we've been praising kind of FC St Helens' resilience and the way that they've come at Leeds, I think, you know, Carrie Simpson, I don't think has really had a save to make. I think a lot of the balls being at her feet, largely back from back passes, really. So let's hope her first save is with the ball in her hands.
Brenda's ball in, it's a wicked one as well. Striker's dreams of trying to tap that. Hughes gets it clear. Smith was looking for White, just plays it a little bit behind her. Not to worry though, because White thrashes it down the line. Should get a few minutes of stoppage time due to the injuries. But a few players go down. Of course, Woodruff was down for several minutes. Here with White. Drew Green looking for an overlapping run. Might not get one in time. Milad is up there eventually in support, but again, the hard work from Olivia Hussey gets them away from goal. Graham has a go. Again, easy enough work for the keeper. Matt took a touch on its way, which took some power off the pass. Sorry, off the shot.
Yeah, and I think again Darcy Green's running with the left-hand side. I think it's just our final decision-making. I think there's been times where we've had shots which probably should have passed and vice versa. Just that decision-making in the final third.
Here's Green. Drew Green turns inside, nearly gets caught, but she just gets away. Back out to Graham, has a little sight at goal. More than a sight, forces a save. And the goalkeeper is a match to it. And again on the rebound. Having herself a bit of a day, the goalie.
Yeah, it was a much better strike from Abby Graham. We know she can shoot from distance. It was not a bad effort, and it was a great save by the keeper. That's better by Abby Graham getting into the game. Having shots at goal, that's where I want to see her.
To Hughes, just assesses her field and goes wide into Dixon, who's been a little quiet last few minutes. That's better from her though. Good ball in, and White is stopped by a lunging challenge on the edge of the area from Sarah Mitchell. Ball was there to be won. She has to put her leg out, Bradley. She can't allow her to get through.
Yeah, I think it was a great ball in to Ellie White there. She's, like I said it on numerous occasions, very intelligent footballer. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew where the pressure was coming from, and she knew if she got there first that she would probably end up with a heap on the floor. But it's a really good opportunity now to get another goal just before half time.
White goes low and hard. Just away from goal.
Very good effort and very good save. I expected her to go over the wall, but it looks like she tricked everyone there and went low and hard in that bottom left corner, and again, keeper at full stretch. Really, really good save. The keeper's having the game of her life today. Player of the match so far for me.
Thurcon header away. There will be half time. Very competitive cup tie. Very little in it. FC St Helens women will feel if they can improve in the second half in their attacking play, they've got a chance. But passionate affair from visiting team. They're bang up for it. Leeds need a bit more work in that final third themselves to kill this tie off. It's 1-0 thanks to Smith's penalty in the 21st minute. Join us soon for second half commentary. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage of this FA Cup tie. Leeds United women are leading FC St Helens women by 1-0. That's thanks to a penalty from Catherine Smith. That was after Sian Jubal Keating was upended. Jubal Keating entered the field of play after an injury to Amy Woodruff. We send our best to her. And what was a clumsy challenge from Jessica Muirhead, who got carded, was very apologetic. There was no malice in it. It was a full-blooded one, but she was very quick to apologise. Woodruff couldn't even get up to run it off, and she's been in the dressing room since. In terms of cards, Miranda and Muirhead have been carded. Hughes as well for Leeds. So Leeds go with Simpson, Legg, Hughes, Green, Drew Green, Ellie White, Smith, Dixon, Jubal Keating, Millard, Darcy Green, and then Abby Graham. We'll get the visiting team in a second once Jubal Keating breaks this attack down. And it's well won back by Drew Green. Inside ball was a bit of a speculative. I think she wanted to play with power but saw Millard, so got caught in two minds. Visiting team attack, and it's up there with Baird. Inside ball has got them running free and into the bottom corner. And the visiting team have an early goal back. Sophie Griffiths, very clinical counter-attack. A minute and a half into the second half. It is one apiece. And you cannot say that is a well-taken goal, Brady.
Well, it's not like me, Tom, but I'm a little bit lost for words. I'm not quite sure what I've just witnessed. I mean, and this goes back. I thought you was going to ask me when you first kind of, came on at half-time, what will their manager have said at half-time? And I was going to say that their manager, Rosie Havlin, will have said, very much the same. Keep defending well, stay in the game, and if you get a chance, put it in the back of the net. And literally straight after the restart, that's exactly what they've done. They might not get another chance for the rest of the game, but I mean, they've made this difficult for Leeds now. We need to get back in front as soon as we possibly can. This is not a game that we'd want to go to penalties. And yeah, very disappointing.
Yeah, bring you the team for the visitors. Give them another chance to do that. Cassar, Ward, Barker, Muirhead, Hussey, Miranda, Baird, Mitchell, Burnham, Mannion and Griffiths. And it was the latter that has just got that goal for them. As here's Jubal Keating on goal. Frame of the goal denies them. Brave tackle. Took a deflection on its way through and a block. It looks like it was Rachel Wood that put her body in the line to stop what could have been a goal for Leeds.
Yeah, it was good play again by Sian Jubal Keating. I thought that was going to end up in the back of the net. And that would have been a fantastic reaction to conceding that goal a minute ago. We've got another opportunity here with the corner.
It's the near post. Jubal Keating jumping up. There's a player gone to ground. White tried to play it wide to Dixon. Wasn't enough power on it. It's back to Darcy Green. Into Dixon. White turned, but only into traffic. Bird goes down the line. It's more of a kick and chase, really. Should go out for a throw more than anything else, and it will. But yeah, the host would have just been desperate to say, right, let's just try and put a bit of pressure on them. Team talks out the window for Simon Wood's team, who probably was on about defending a lead and then establishing a better one. And then a minute after, real kick in the teeth for Leeds in that situation. What have they got up there to try and get away back as Dixon goes for a long range, I think, cross-come shot, but overhit. And the goalkeeper letting it go past her goal for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think the players are going to be disappointed as well. I think, although the scoreline says 1-1, it doesn't. The first half in particular didn't feel like a 1-1. It felt like Leeds could have been, 3-0 up. And I think that would have killed the game a little bit. Could have changed, maybe some of the decisions or the substitutions that maybe they would have made. But I'm confident that with this team that, we're going to come back into it. But, frustrating not to have a clean sheet today against a team 2 leagues below. But like what we said at the start, don't take them lightly.
No, certainly not. That's a real main aim for this group today. So not allow the visiting team to get a foothold in. They have, though. So it's back to basics for them as the ball is played in behind. And out towards Dixon with a good 5 minutes of the second half now gone. Into Jabril Keating. Behind White, bit of an air kick from Miranda, who was nowhere near it either. Griffith's been encouraged forward, some real pace, but as does Darcy Green, who just about gets it out of her feet, needs a bit more space. Provides that with a pass down the line. It's well weighted to Graham, and despite having pressure throughout that moment of the match, as Graham goes down the line, knocks out of play, and it's just those moments, Bridie, just maybe a lot too much stop-startness for Leeds. Can't get into that rhythm, which eventually they'd like to use to build a bit of pressure on this visiting team. Yeah,
I think so, but that's also a credit to the opposition. They've come out of the blocks firing in this first half, and already you can see they're trying to go down that right-hand side. Obviously, they've got pace there, so they're trying to get Leeds turned and running back to their own goal, which is what we don't want to be doing.
Looking forward was Drew Green, but now on the back foot because they've lost possession, Leeds, and that was Burnham playing it into Baird. Simon Wood's in a bit of disbelief on the sideline, even though Leeds got the throw-in. Ball squeezed into Graham. Nice pass. Split the midfield. Graham on the attack. Just shows a bit too much to the defence. Overrun by White, who's unlucky. Wood with the up and under. Leg head's clear. Said it a lot in the first time. It's becoming more of a classic cup tie in the FA Cup than this. By the minute, it's nobody's making it easy. Every ball is hard fought for. The crowd are bang up for it. Conditions are what you expect as the winter starts to come in. You learn a lot about your team as if you were Simon Wood, Bradley, today. When you are a favourite in a tie, what have you got to justify that and show what you can do?
Well, this is it, and this is where your experience comes in. And at the end of the day, the opposition can't score if they don't have the ball. So we need to have a bit of a running on possession. I think some of the passes are what I would call unforced errors. We're giving the ball away needlessly. I think we just need to take a breath. Use the pitch, use the width. We know we're dangerous out wide. It doesn't always have to go forward. If it needs to go back at times, it can do. And I think this is where you need your experienced players just to say, do you know what, for the next 5 minutes, let's just keep it ours.
Back it goes from Baird into Muirhead, who puts it straight back in over the top. This is going to fall for them here. Simpson comes off the line, and it's the ball over the top, that from Olivia Hussey with breathing space. She's so frustrated. Chipped Simpson early, was confident. Simpson made herself big, Bridie, which maybe put off the striker that she couldn't go around her. It's a big chance, though.
Yeah, massive, I think. Obviously, Shauna Legg headed the ball there. I don't think it didn't kind of land on the intended place where it was meant to be. But credit to FC St Helens. But I think where she really needed to go is that bottom right-hand corner and just have a bit of composure, just the inside of her foot, inside of her right boot. But she went for the lob instead and didn't quite pay off. But I think, like you say, that's credit to Carrie for standing up there. But that could have quite easily been 2-1.
Into Hughes. Dixon tried to get it towards Graham and just kept alive by the visitors. Dixon pokes it out wide, and it will be a throw-in to FC St Helens women.
I think over the past couple of years we have had a couple of poor results, haven't we, in the cup against lower league opposition. Simon Wood and the team are aware of that.
Yeah, it's on the off the ball here with Muirhead going to ground, and complaints from both sets of players. There's a play down the other end of the pitch in Baird on the deck, and Shauna Legg's trying to demonstrate what she feels about all of this. Smith and Simon Wood having a chin wag and an update on tactics perhaps from what they've witnessed in the first few minutes of this second half. I'm not expecting anyone to be feeling pretty relaxed out there, Brady, in a Leeds shirt as Dixon to Green. I think your point you were trying to make earlier is with the experience is that somebody does need to be relaxed because you've got to try and assert yourselves and show that class.
Yeah, and I think, you know, now this is where panic stations might set in, and we saw just after they scored, I think it was Chloe Dixon that had a long range effort, was never going to trouble the keeper from where she was there. And I think we just need to kind of go back to basics.
Here now is White. Up to Green. Header in, dribble Keating just past the post. Flag was going to go up anyway. It's a late flag. But she got free, she got into space, just where Leeds needed her.
Yeah, I think there's been 3 or 4 times this game, particularly the first half, where Sian's been offside. And this is where if she's going to make an impact in this game and, you know, potentially go out there to score the winning goal, she's got to make sure that she checks that line. And she's got the pace. She doesn't need to be, you know, bang in line with the defence.
Drew Green.
Go! Go!
Here is Simpson.
It was a great finish by the FC St Helens player, though, wasn't it?
It certainly was, as Millard was trying to get the ball forward. She just avoids giving away a free kick with a late challenge. Dribble Keating goes to ground. Keepers felt the effects of that. Referee's just going to let play go on. Dribble Keating is now going to check on the goalkeeper, who was as brave as you like coming off her line. She's been as busy as anybody in the colours of red and white of FC St Helens.
Yeah, I thought she was actually going to be late on Sian then and potentially give away a penalty, but like Sian just followed through with the body, and like you say, the keeper definitely felt the effects of that. And that's what you do get with Sian. She's going to chase down every single ball. You know, we saw it a couple of times in the first half where, you know, we just lumped the ball forward, almost like a bit of a hit and hope, but, you know, out of nowhere, Sian comes and she's chasing it down, and she's, you know, she'll win your corners and throw-ins all day long.
Well, headed away by the visitors, nice and safe. Dribble Keating all the way across, looking for Darcy Green, gets away. Not enough power on the shot. And while it was bobbling, Brad, it was pretty comfortable all the way for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was, but again, we're in a fantastic area there where you're central to the goal. You know, sometimes when you're coming in from the right or the left, you know, the keeper can manage to cut out some of that goal and limit you to where you can shoot, but when you're central to the goal, you know, we need to be doing better there.
The attack is bad. Leg just gets in the way. Simpson's mishandled it. Leg gets her out of trouble. That could have been an awful moment for Leeds. Visitors buoyed by that. Encouraged to shoot. And Simpson was a little worried by that as well. And because of this incident now, Carrie Simpson for the rest of this game is going to be, you know, the crowd are going to ask the visiting team to shoot on sight. Just given that any belief at all that they can maybe have a few pop shots now.
Well, it is, and you know, Carrie Simpson is so reliable in the sticks for Leeds United, but just goes to show anybody can make a mistake, and you know, if you make a mistake like that, other teams would punish you, but on this occasion they didn't. I think Shauna Legg did well to get back in. Initially she defended really well, protected the ball.
Dixon to White, needs to be quick to get rid, and she does. Drew Green got Dribble Keating offside. She takes it on, now looking for the cutback. Keeper's able to palm it into the floor and get it away from trouble. And another save to add to her tally. Running out of space, I mean, could have worked, but again, the game is finally poised. Nobody seems to want to go out there and take control. It's just an end-to-end battle, like a yo-yo really, who's got momentum. it now will be swing back to our visitors, who have got space. Misplaced pass, though, allows Darcy Green to intercept. Here now is Graham.
I mean, they've created more in this kind of 15 minutes, haven't they, than they have the entire game. Just goes to show, though, doesn't it? If you've got the belief and the passion, anything can happen at 1-0. They didn't sit back and, you know, accept defeat. They've come out and scored pretty much straight after the restart, and they've not just settled on that. They're trying to go for the winner. Just a reminder, it's £6,000 up for grabs today. You know, for clubs like this, it's absolutely huge. Looks like Brittany Sanderson's getting ready to come on. Simon Wood's not happy with what he's seen.
Yeah, one of the summer signings. Here's Dixon taking it forward. Tries to play it, well blocked. Burnham getting in the way. Here's Graham. Tries to thread it through to Jubril Keating. It was the hardest pass of all. It was confident from the youngster. And now Baird gets away. Very, very little support. She just wants anyone in these colours to get a touch on this. She flies in, she's caught Smith. Bit of a sandwich in the challenge, but it will just be a throw-in when she's able to get to her feet. Here's Dixon. Jubril Keating won't stick, and that's one avenue where Woodruff is a little bit missed in that area. Pressure though from Jubril Keating forces an error. Here's White, glance at goal, early pop shot, blocked well, picked up by Dixon, who Leeds want to get more on the ball. She's got the creativity, she's into the box, cut back is on if she can pick it out. Jubril Keating was the intended target. Hour mark behind us, still one apiece, and this cup tie is there for the taking for either side. You said it earlier about tiredness, you know, playing at a lower level, perhaps fitness levels doesn't have to be as high, but there's no sign of it just yet. They've regressed a little bit here, but this is a team that have come here with a real purpose, and at the moment Leeds would like to see them tire a bit quicker because they are banging this fight and going nowhere.
Yeah, they are. They're just putting absolutely everything on the line. A second ago, just then the defender looked a little bit slow, but the keeper was really, really quick off the line and came to kind of just sweep it up, really. I think she's absolutely having a game of her life today.
Yeah, here's Dixon. Into Graham. Nice pass. Graham has a glance at goal. Smith to Jubril Keating. Chest control, nearly gets a free. Keeper's brave, very aware as well, and a round of applause from those in attendance. A round of applause from the chair next to me in Bridie Hannam, because again, not easy. You've got two keepers, two players in your eye line. You've got to get the ball, you can't drop it, and she has been a nuisance, and that, you know, that is with respect from Leeds' perspective, because she's been very, very impressive.
Yeah, I think she was really brave. I think what's helped is the fact that she seems to be reading the game very, very well. She's sniffing out any danger. You know, if the defenders, you know, make a mistake or they're not quite goal side, or, you know, Leeds play well and get into good positions, it seems to be her that seems to be stopping Leeds every time. But, you know, defensively, they're a really organised unit. We're not afraid to put in a tackle. I think this is, you know, probably the most this season I've seen Leeds United players on the deck. You know, we're not a team who do that, but I mean, you can see it's late, it is a free kick, but you know, the girls will definitely feel the after effects of this team today.
Referee will need to be told there's a couple of subs ready here for each team. Abby Graham is the first player off in this second half for Leeds. She'll be replaced by Brittany Sanderson.
Emma Burnham, number 13, just come off. Didn't quite see who she was replaced by. Yeah, it's brilliant to see Britt Sanderson on the pitch. She's suffered a lot with injuries, but she brings with her, as you can see, a height for a start, but a lot of experience as well.
She's gone straight for this ball. Nearly works perfectly. Header has worked perfectly. First touch from a free kick. What an impact in this match. And Brittany Sanderson won't have many, if ever, better substitute appearances. Great delivery. And just as Bridie said it, she offers height. It's not just that, but the touch at the end of it. What a fantastic moment for her. Leeds are back in front.
Oh, I'm so pleased for her. I mean, that must feel amazing, not only to get on the pitch when you've been out injured for so long, but then to mark it with a goal, and not just any goal, but potentially the winning goal in this FA Cup tie. Really, really pleased. You could see how much it meant to her and her teammates, and yeah, a bit of a masterclass by Simon Wood there. He's going to say he obviously meant that, he knew exactly what he was doing. He made it at that time for a reason, but no, really well done.
Yeah, we think it was Ava McKennie that's come on for Emma Burnham, by the way. In the number 15 jersey, here is Smith. Mannion. Sanderson, claiming the referee got in her way. Millard back to Simpson. Sanderson got a slight touch to that. His leg. She goes to ground. She's landed awkwardly on Rachel Miranda. And I think the original contact's hurt in the knee. Then she's been crumpled in the challenge straight after. So we're going to get perhaps another break here, because we hope it's just an impact rather than anything else. The FC St Helens player is trying to demonstrate what she thinks she's done. Legs explaining what happened. She's staying down. We are going to get some treatment. There's a few you said it earlier about Leeds players being in the wars. We've had a couple of FC St Helens players that have gone to ground as well. I mean, cup tie where the players will be back at work tomorrow with a few bumps and bruises. Absolutely.
I mean, I think the initial foul then came to Shauna leg, and then she just kind of followed through, and she never goes into any challenges half-hearted. You know, if she's going into tackle, you're going to feel it. Her whole body's going to hit you. She's very powerful. And yeah, it was completely unintentional, that. Hopefully the number 8 will be okay. I think she's had a good game, Rachel Miranda. I think they all have. I think they've played really well. They should be really proud of themselves. You know, they've come here today and, put on a fight to Leeds United. They've not made it easy. There's been, tougher games this season, as we know, but this is a team that are 2 leagues below. I mean, on paper, theoretically, this should have been a comfortable win. It hasn't been comfortable. So, yeah, they should be really proud of themselves. It's not over yet, though. If I'm Simon Wood, I'm telling my team, get another one. We're not comfortable at 2-1 because we've shown we can make mistakes. They've also showed they can put the ball in the back of the net. Let's go for another. Let's have a bit of breathing space. And Ellie White's delivery, by the way, on that free kick was excellent.
Yeah, a lot of the attention will get, and rightly so, to Sanderson, who, of course, put the ball in the back of the net with one touch off the bench. But very much, there's no goal without that teasing free kick, perfectly weighted delivery. Down the line to Dixon. Into Smith. Millard scoops pass into Smith, puts it back into a dangerous area for Dixon, just behind her. Well worked by Millard, gets it free. Here is Green, who's running away from trouble. And she gets it down the line to Jibril Keating, who in turn will put a good ball in for Sanderson, who second time around, second header she's had. And I like to praise your Brady when I can. It was the first thing you identified. You did say that it's the height that she offers. It's something that is just a bit different, and it is a little bit of a game changer when you've got someone like Graham who's good on the ball. Today couldn't get several of her passes away, but she will come again. It is something a bit different. If you can stick a taller player on, you can be a bit more direct. You can go into her in the air. You don't have to go to feet. And she's made a big impact. We'll get your thoughts in a second because Leeds are trying to come through here. Jibril Keating just gets out of her feet to Dixon. Up and under, scoop pass to Smith. It's nearly worked out. Players going to ground. Penalty appeals seem pretty tame. Smith has stayed down. I think there was contact, but it seemed like both players ran into each other. Any thoughts of a penalty, Bridie?
No, I don't think so on that occasion. I'm normally the first to shout for it, but no, I don't think it was a penalty. But I think since that goal's come, we do look more comfortable on the ball. Just the pass from Chloe Dixon, then it oozed confidence. Give it a few minutes before, she'd have probably gone for the shot. But I think we look a bit more composed now. But we just need to make sure that we're playing the ball very much in their half.
Leg looking for a way through underneath the studs and goes up towards Drew Green, just over her head. And ball appeals against left wing, which is the sub McKenny. There's a challenge on the centre circle and a high boot, and head injury for a Leeds player who's just trying to try and shake that off in Brittany Sanderson.
I almost want to wrap her up in cotton wool. I think it'll take a little bit more than that to keep her down. I'm glad she's back on her feet. And I think she'll be saying to Ellie White, same again.
White is looking straight in her direction. And it is towards Sanderson again, who heads towards goal, gets another save. And we're about to ask Bridie for the lottery numbers this week.
That's Simon Wood, he'll know. He's got the answers today. But no, fantastic to get back in the lead. I feel a bit more comfortable now.
I do wonder, in fact, hindsight, I've got it much easier for us to say this. We're not out there. That she might have been able to bring that under control. She had that much time. Obviously felt with her header she could get a bit more power on it. Sanderson's put herself to the ground to help out as Dixon goes over the top towards Jibril Keating. Difficult to get it up and over without putting power on it, which just runs away into Drew Green. Just tiring a little bit the visitors as Sanderson goes into Jibril Keating, turns a marker, but only for the next defender to come in. Here is Smith towards leg, wanted it again, gets it again. Left wing back is Darcy Green trying to get space. It's well cut out, but it's what you wanted, Bridie.
Yeah, it's
simple
better.
passes, playing it into good areas.
Yeah, I think that particular pass could have done with a little bit more, and obviously allowed the defender to get back. But we're trying to play football again. We're trying to use the width, and I think we're trying to keep the ball a little bit better, which we have done, and we're getting in some good positions again.
Sanderson caught late, but no need for a foul. Smith, a bit of a follow-through, catches the FC St Helens player, but not enough for a free kick according to the officials. Good ball into Millard, just goes behind her, but picks it up at the rebound. Off the frame of the goal, nearly dipped in time. Anna Millard, bit of a speculative effort in there. Once it had gone past her, she could have been forgiven for just passing it sideways and keeping Leeds in possession, but clearly fancied it on what you would claim is her weaker foot. It's those little fine moments that keep the visiting team in this tie.
Well, it is, and she had a chance in the first half, didn't she? And went over the crossbar on that occasion, but a lot closer that time. If she gets another opportunity, she'll be thinking third time lucky.
Dixon to White. Again, this is the sort of areas where you can just see the visiting team struggling to keep up a little in terms of fitness. So much space there for White that didn't have that in the first half. Drew Green may get a second bite of the cherry. She will. Keeper just about tips it away and gets it away from Jubril Keating. But you start to see a regression in fitness levels, Brady, a little bit from the visiting side.
Yeah, I think you'll see that over the next 15 minutes. They'll probably gradually get further and further back. They might have 1 or 2 chances on the break, but yeah, I think what you'll start to see is people like Ellie White, Britt Sanderson having a little bit more space than they maybe did prior to these moments. And again, I'd like to see another goal in this game. I think Drew Green almost made herself a goal a minute ago.
Darcy Green down the wing. Into a bit of space. Tries to flick it inside. It's turned away. It will be a Leeds throw. Smith shapes the shoot. Goes back to White. Shows too much of it. Smith will take them out. Potential for a card here, you'd feel, with where the game has been officiated so far.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been a yellow card just based on kind of where everybody was on the pitch. I think a professional foul it was, but it doesn't look like he's going to card her. I think she knew what she was doing then. Looks like she's in some discomfort though. Hopefully she'll be okay. It's just time for them to regroup, get some fluids on board and work out how they're going to get back into this game.
Yeah, still down here, the FC St Helens forward, so another slight delay, maybe a chance for the Leeds bench to get over to the dugout for a word with Simon Wood and his coaching staff. The change coming here for FC St Helens. Making way is Olivia Hussey by the looks of things.
Bonnie Marshall, I believe, coming on.
So Marshall replaces Hussey.
They'll be hoping their substitute can make an impact just like ours did.
Here's Sanderson. Jubril Keating just about gets there. Quick glance at goal, picks a spot, finishes emphatically. Sean Jubril Keating gets Leeds United a 2-goal cushion for the first time this afternoon with 10 minutes left. Well worked through ball, just enough power on it to get it towards Jubril Keating with the ricochet off the keeper. She picks her spot, and Leeds will hope that is that for today's cup tie with a bit more breathing space.
Yes, lovely stuff. I was crying out for that breathing space. We've now got it. I think a great ball initially by Britt Sanderson, but you know, we talked about Sian's pace quite a lot this game, and she doesn't give anything up. You know, she initially made the challenge against the keeper. She did look up at goal, and I thought she'd missed her opportunity then. I thought she'd taken a little bit too long. But credit to her, she showed a bit of composure, and you know, I think if she'd have you know, kind of rolled the ball into the net on the floor. I think the defence would have got back, but with that height, they just unfortunately couldn't keep it out. But yes, I feel a lot better now about the scoreline. Prentice Anderson again, so scored 1 and assisted 1. What an impact she's made.
Yeah, massive. As here is Dixon.
That'll do Shan the world a good. Getting a goal. I think that might be one of the first ones this season.
It's a different, you know, options, isn't it, as well? Because we know what Emma Woodruff brings to the team. You could be here all afternoon praising what she's done for this group for the last few years. She's physical, she's strong. It's not to say she's a slow striker, but she's not as quick as Dribble Keating. But what she has is an engine. She runs all day. There's a different option if you do have Dribble Keating up there with her, or instead you can play those through balls and have a bit more success of her getting there. And that her speed and the weight of the pass is what got that situation. You'd have had to go to Woodruff, you know. So you have got a way to mix it up, Brady.
Yeah, I think Shan's had a really good game today. I think, you know, the penalty was largely to do with her. Obviously, she was the one that got bundled over in the penalty area. She scored that one. I think she's been involved in some really good other moves today as well. So I think she's done herself the world of favours today, and probably give Simon Wood a bit of a headache.
Darcy Green back to Hughes, who, thankfully for her perspective, has been out of the complaints the last few minutes. There were a lot of fans on her case from the first few minutes, trying to put her under pressure, force her into errors. Out wide this ball goes, and such a good weighted pass to White. A couple of glances towards the area. Sanderson, flick pass over the top to Dribble Keating. The idea was pretty cheeky, and in the end it is in the hands of the goalkeeper. Probably asking a bit much of herself there, Sanderson, but it shows you the confidence she's come off the bench with.
Yeah, definitely. She's an intelligent player. I mentioned about her experience before. I don't know if Shan was quite on the same wavelength then, but in all fairness, credit to the keeper. Again, quick off a line. You know, she'll feel a little bit hard done by with a couple of those goals, but you know, she's done herself and her team proud today.
Griffiths keeps it alive for FC St Helens. Good work from Sanderson. Diving in to just block what was a simple cutback, but anything to stop their momentum is how she viewed that. Towards Baird. Smith pinches it from her. Here's Hughes and now Dixon. Bit more keep ball, Brady. Last few minutes. FC St Helens haven't had as much joy. There's a lot more of a gap, I feel, between forward and centre midfield.
Yeah.
They've put up such a fight as well, and they've just run out of steam a little bit, and it's been Leeds keeping the ball, which has just maybe tired them out last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think because for the most part, you know, they've had that little bit of hope and belief, and I think now there's a 2-goal cushion for Leeds. I think they'll be starting to lose that a little bit, as well as mentally and physically getting tired.
White into Drew Green. Strong challenge, that's high.
Nah, it was a free kick.
The ball was won. She's on a card, that's what they're asking for here, Leeds. Again, an attempt at the ball. Nothing ill-fated about it. Sean Lake's come up to ask questions, but there is the second yellow. Disappointing, really, for the visitors after such a spirited display, but they're the rules. You can't put strong challenges in and not get punished, and just because of where it is, Brady, the height of it, does the referee have a choice?
No, I don't think he does. I think it's one thing being late. It's one thing being late on a challenge, but I think in terms of, you know, where the boot actually hit the Leeds player, it could have been quite dangerous. So, yeah, I think the referee made the right call on that occasion. It's disappointing to lose a player though with 5 minutes to go, especially because she's had such a good game, the captain. She's inspired her team today. She's put everything on the line. She has literally left everything out on the pitch, and it just makes their mountain to climb that little bit higher going into the final few minutes.
Yeah, they'll be up to make sure that the scoreline is respectable here from this point onwards. We've got Miranda limping off. Somebody else is laid down on the ground. Another change, we'll see Macy Ellis prepare to come on.
From an FC St Helens perspective, that's not a player you want to see coming on and running at you with 5 minutes to go.
No, the fastest player in this Leeds squad has just entered the fray.
It's only because I've retired, Tom.
I'm still not fully sure you'll never not return.
I'm just waiting for my call up. Cass is out injured, you see, so they've had to move Alice centre back. So, just waiting. Got my boots in the car.
Changes made here. Looks like the last one on was Johnston. Certainly has the 4 in the back, which would make it 14. See what White can do here from the set piece. Curler begging for a touch. I think he got the slightest one off Drew Green's head, but not enough of a touch to turn it goal. Was that a whisker away?
Yeah, it was a teasing ball, wasn't it? It just needed someone on the end of it. Really clever, really good ball from their point of view. They'll be absolutely buzzing to see that. Just go out wide there.
Up for a goal kick, couple of minutes left. So Jubal Keating was the one that was replaced by Ellis, who's, yeah, she's a sub that's been subbed, but such as the amount of time she was on, you know, a player that's been coming back from injuries herself, she'll still be happy with at least over an hour of minutes in this team. And she contributed, of course. She won a penalty, she scored a goal. And again, it's more chance for someone else to catch the eye. Ellis looking to do that here. She goes inside to White. Drop of the shoulder to Smith. Last couple of minutes. Anyone stand out for player of the match candidate, Brady?
Well, I think I'd have to go with the player you were just talking about, Sian Gabriel-Keating. I think, you know, she's been limited in terms of game time this season. It's not easy to come into a team and come into a game that's already kicked off 10 minutes prior, and, you know, to come in and make an impact. And she made an immediate impact with the winning the penalty for a team and then getting another goal at the right back end of the game. So I think just her work rate and everything's been fantastic today. She's caused FC St Helens lots of problems at the back, albeit they've dealt with it, but she's been a thorn in the side all day. So I would say Sian Gabriel-Keating for me.
Sanderson getting back here, timely challenge, such an impact off the bench. Here's Ellis, gets past her marker, cut back to White, as long as she can find it. Dixon instead is the option. It won't fall for Drew Green, who's gone central as the striker. Leeds just knocking on the door now to make the scoreline more than comfortable. And probably doesn't tell the tale of the tape, Bradley. For a good hour, this was a slog and a half.
It is, and, you know, the scoreline is quite generous. I would have said that it could have been 3-1 just in the first half alone, but, you know, credit to St Helens. They've had a really, really good game, and, you know, if they play like this for the rest of the season.
Just break off, because here's Drew Green. Offside. Sorry, Brady, get you back in.
No, I was just going to say, if they play like this for the rest of the season, I've no doubt that, you know, they'll get promoted this season. I think they're having a good season already, and like I mentioned at the start, Withenshaw got promoted into the league above and then a subsequent other promotion. So we might see this team in our league in a few seasons, but hopefully by then we won't be there. We'll have got promoted ourselves.
Your ball here might get to Dixon, it will. Running through on goal, takes her time, smashes it into the back of the net. adds to her tally for the season. She had a good game today, coming in off the ledge edges where she's so effective, and she was so far onside. And just when you thought she was going to get tackled, she smashes that ball home. It's 4-1 to Leeds.
Yeah, I think great finish again. Unfortunate for the goalkeeper. I don't think she deserves to have had 4 goals conceded today, but I mean, you saw the legs of Rachel Wood and Megan Barlow, sorry. They looked really, really tired. I think this Leeds team have certainly taken it out of them today, but yeah, it doesn't feel like a 4-1 scoreline, does it? It looks like we're making another couple of subs now. Getting a few more minutes under the belt for Abby Lee and Paige Williams. I'm doing your job now, aren't I, Tillon?
Yeah, to a better standard.
Don't be daft.
We'll swap roles next week. And we see last couple of minutes to get some appearances in. So Abby Lee and Paige Williams on. Unsure how long we'll actually get, of course. We're already into stoppage time. But yeah, big momentum boost this for the team, Bridie, because it gives them another round in the cup. You said it earlier about the money. You'd like to hope it's momentum for the league. It can be a distraction, of course, if you get the further you get through, because it's the more games. But so far, the group have used the cups as momentum. You know, these games they've been picking up in the cup competitions have certainly helped them.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, people like Britt Sanderson and Shan have got some game time today. They've not played for a while. You know, we're going to another game on Wednesday, don't forget. So, you know, it's a squad game, isn't it? You know, you can't win the league or win any cups with just 11 players. You know, you need that strength and depth, and I do think this year we've got it. You know, the bench is just full of quality, people who can come on and change games. So I think that sets us up. It also gives, you know, the likes of, you know, Cass some time to get rested and get herself right. I think it was disappointing. Monique actually picked up Monique Watson, who's had a good start to the season. She picked up an injury last week against Hull. And the last I heard, she was waiting on an MRI scan. Hopefully that's not too serious.
Pick off, here's Ellis. Not where they want her, just where Leeds want her in, but she just runs without the ball. It just goes past her. No ability to get it under control, and it goes past and away. Big frustration that for the Leeds winger. A couple of minutes left. Consolation goal is all that FC St Helens can dream of now, but yeah, massive few minutes for Leeds in which they've really managed to set a standard, make themselves a bit too good for the visiting side.
I think from our point of view, Tom, we could have made it so much more comfortable in that first half.
Break off because Williams racing away.
I think we need to work on our offsides this week at training. I think I've lost count today. Timing of the runs, so important. Great ball by Britt Sanderson, good pick out.
Williams with a pull back. He took a touch off a Leeds head, that. No, actually didn't take a touch at all, which is a relief for the home team. I think it was Wood, in fact, looking at the replay, who got the final touch on the ball. Hughes just brings it clear. Visitors know their beat. Leeds know they're progressing in the next round of the cup. It's a job well done.
If we get Arsenal in the next round, are we going down to Arsenal then, Tom? Bit rude not to, wouldn't
See what Madara says.
it? You washing your hair that day?
Yeah, we'll see. Leeds, of course, hasn't it? Do you want the big draw where you get the attention, or do you want to just try and get as far as you can? It's, I guess for Leeds, promotion is all that is the main aim this year. It's whatever's the biggest distraction for that would be the second option. But it's a case of worry about it as it comes. They drew West Brom in the League Cup. And that's away from home. Williams claiming she was given a push in the back, which is why she couldn't control possession. Referee just ignores any appeal. Clearance by Darcy Green, albeit the wrong way. There's Lee. Nice cushion pass to Ellis. Wants the 1-2 with Sanderson. Sets off and Sanderson gives it. It's really good from Leeds. Dixon's in the middle. If Ellis can pick out her pass, she can. Dixon just can't control it, but there's Sanderson on the follow through to score. And a second of the afternoon for her to make it 5 in stoppage time. 97th minute, and that is an emphatic scoreline that half an hour ago you would never have said would be the case.
Yeah, well, it was a great pass initially by her. I thought the ball by Ellis was just behind Chloe Dixon initially. Quite a poor pass, if I'm honest. But Chloe Dixon did well to keep it alive, and then they were queuing up. Paige Williams would have liked that as well, but yeah, fantastic finish. Keeper had no chance. Again, I feel for the keeper because she's made so many saves this game, and the scoreline could be a lot worse had it not been for her and the defence in front of her, but in particular the keeper. But yeah, Britt Sanderson again, what an impact. She'll be absolutely buzzing with this.
Yeah, you said it, didn't you, about the injuries, just the confidence boost it'll give her. I mean, Sarah Wood must be buzzing as well. As there goes the full-time whistle. 5-1 in the end. Doesn't tell you the full tell of the story. A very spirited effort from FC St Helens women, who had a fantastic go. Who's Haviland side. It's 2 divisions below Leeds. Great crowd they brought. Passion throughout. But the goals from Smith, Sanderson on a brace, Gibral Keaton and Dixon put them to the sword and ensure Leeds' passage into the next round of the Adobe Women's FA Cup. So that's from all of us here on LUFC. Have a great weekend, and we're back with the women's team soon.
Leeds United, second line, number 9, Brooks Sanderson.